Alright, I'm up first. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to some daily content. We're gonna watch me suffer. I completely, without a doubt, underestimated this workout. So let's get looking into it. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't really matter. We are off in 3, 2, 1, and I'm on the rings. So what are we doing here, first of all? Like I mentioned, I completely, wholeheartedly, without a doubt, underestimated this workout. Granted, you know, like I mentioned in previous videos, it's not really fair to judge an athlete's performance on a video sometime, or a performance on a workout sometimes, because you don't know what they did before it, or earlier that day, or earlier that morning, or earlier that day. Anyways, so what we did here, we did 12 muscle ups, and then, so it went muscle ups, and then it went shoulder to overhead, and those reps were the same, and then it went with a 50-foot handstand walk between each set. So it went 12 and 12, so 12 muscle ups, and then 12 shoulder overhead at 185, and then a 50-foot handstand walk. And then it went 10 and 10, 50-foot, 8 and 8, 50-foot, 6 and 6, 50-foot, 4 and 4, 50-foot, done. This was a 10-minute time cap on the workout, which, like I've mentioned in previous videos, I usually, when I do a workout like this, I usually try to write down my splits, what I think I'm capable of, and so I know kind of like what I'm looking at for time frame, if I'm fast, if I'm slow, you know. So it's always good to test your ability to guess on workouts, because then you know when you get to competition, you pretty have a pretty good idea of where you're gonna finish at, right? And so this workout is, I thought I could probably finish it in 8 minutes and 45 seconds. That's very specific, I know. It's because I usually write down very specific numbers. But the problem was, honestly, what it came down to is the handstand walk and the shoulder overhead got really, really difficult. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but there was no rest in this workout, and that's where I underestimated it, because it's not impossible, but it is hard to breathe when you're handstand walking, right? It's difficult because you're upside down, your weights, your lungs, you're breathing down on the ground. Like, it's difficult to breathe. You could do it. I mean, you do breathe, but it's difficult. It's almost like big breaths, and you kind of hold it and you let it out slowly, and another big breath. You know, that's how I handstand walk. And so coming off the shoulder overhead, you're kind of in the same concept, right? Because the shoulder overhead, it's difficult to breathe. You're breathing between reps, or breathing every 4 reps, or whatever the case may be, right? And so it's difficult to breathe in the shoulder overhead, and then you're getting off the shoulder overhead, which is a press out, which is a lockout, a press movement, and then you're going upside down and pressing and walking, and that's where the difficulty what I thought the difficulty lied in the workout. And then, you know, you get down with the handstand walks, and it's kind of like, okay, well, I should probably get on the rings pretty quickly. And, you know, you can breathe in muscle ups. You know, you can breathe, usually when I breathe, it's at the top and at the bottom. So at the top of my muscle up and at the bottom of my arch. So, I think I told myself my first round I was going to finish in like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And I think I was like 2:20. I already knew I was behind pace, and I knew it wasn't going to end very well. And I actually did break up my set at 10. I don't remember what I broke it up in. We can obviously reverse engineer it and see here. So that's 1, 2. So I did 8 and 2. It's kind of pathetic. I mean, at that rate, you have to ask yourself, like, 2 reps, like, isn't worth resting and jumping on the rings. Like, should I have knocked the other 2 reps in the previous set? I should have probably tried. But you have to weigh out the advantages and disadvantages, like I've talked about, of going to muscle failure. And so I told myself in this workout when I started it that I wanted to finish in 8:45, which didn't happen. I want to try for unbroken muscle ups. I knew I could do the 12s unbroken. I mean, I could do 12 unbroken muscle ups, but I knew it might be a detriment to the rest of the workout. And then I wasn't sure about the 10s and the 8s. And then I really definitely wanted to do the shoulder overhead unbroken. Like, that one should be an easy one to knock out unbroken. And I actually told Andrew before this workout started, which is actually pretty funny because I ate my words later, was I told him, wow, this is kind of crappy weight. Like, this is really lightweight. Like, 185 is really light. Like, it's kind of pathetic. Which, in the middle of the workout, I think I actually looked at him and said, this is fine. This weight is heavy enough. I underestimated the workout, thinking it was going to be really easy to finish. Now, granted, the stuff we did before all the push and pull on the upper body didn't really help this workout out, but that's regardless. You shouldn't have to take that in consideration, like I've talked about before. So All right, so we are on our round of 8 now, I believe. Yeah, we finished around at 12 and 10, and now we're on the round of 8. I need bigger fans in my barn. Those fans don't move enough air, and it gets, I mean, as if you can imagine Kansas humidity, it gets really stinking humid. And unfortunately, my barn, which again, my barn is a blessing, but unfortunately, my barn only has doors on one side or one face of the square, and so airflow, you know, if there was a door on the other side, it'd be awesome because airflow would go through it, but it doesn't happen that way, right? It's just pretty much a dead zone of air and death. Let's see, I think I did like 5 and 3. No, I did all 8. Right, because I took my grips off. I did all 8. That's actually impressive. I didn't think I did that. So I think the only round I actually broke was my 10s. So looking back, probably I should have broke the 12s and been smarter. I think it really put me into a hole in the beginning of the workout where I should have approached it a little bit smarter. You learn, you live and you learn kind of things. So what are some good ways to scale this workout if you guys are attempting this workout? It's a good question, guys. Thanks for asking. So first of all, muscle-ups, right? Like, if you can do muscle-ups, great, do them. If muscle-ups are difficult for you, like, so, you know, maybe you can only string 4. That's fine, just drop the reps down. So maybe you don't do 12, 10, 8, 6, 4. Maybe you do, like, 6, what is it, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, so it's 5 rounds, essentially. So maybe you do, like, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right? That's a viable, a great choice for a rep scheme. The goal here, like we've always talked about, is intensity. You want to keep the intensity of the workout. Right now, I am feeling it badly, really badly. And so you want to keep the intensity, and the intensity requires, in order to keep that intensity, requires you drop the rep scheme down. Do it. There's absolutely no shame in that. Okay? If you can't do muscle-ups, totally fine. Usually a good sub that Andrew and I do from Midwest Made is usually pull-ups and ring dips. Or sometimes maybe ring rows, kind of depends. So I don't know the exact rep scheme. I would say like 2 to 1 probably. So like, let's say we're doing 10 muscle ups. I don't know. It's not a good decision to do 20 pull ups and 20 ring dips. That's kind of a lot. It's actually a good question. I know you guys didn't ask about it. Now I'm thinking about it. That's kind of a lot. But a good way of doing it is subbing out ring dips and ring dips and pull-ups. If you want to find a good way of scaling it, look at my times. Like, look at how long it took me to do 10, and then kind of compare it to pull-ups and ring dips, and kind of guesstimate it out, and it should be good. Shoulder overhead, 185 for males. Female weight, I am never good at this. I would say, 135 probably. If you have to scale it, no big deal. I would totally recommend scaling. It was very difficult. Just drop the reps. Drop the weight. Drop the rate, the weight, and keep it the same. I mean, so if you have to do like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 for your muscle ups, like I'd mentioned for previous scaling options, and then you want to keep 12, 10, 8, 6, 4 on the shoulder overhead, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. It's kind of a different rep scheme, but you get the same intensity is the goal. Handstand walking. Andrew actually wanted me to do a handstand obstacle, but we didn't have it here, which is fine because this was completely difficult without a handstand obstacle. Like, if you can imagine, I would have fell apart on this handstand obstacle had it been there, because I am just breathing heavy like a fat kid. If you can't handstand walk, that's totally fine. I actually have a great video on how to handstand walk if you guys want to find that. But if you can't handstand walk, another good option, which we talked about in a how-to handstand video, is kind of like you hold your feet on top of a 30-inch box and you kind of like shoulder shimmy, like walk around on your hands around the box. Kind of the box in the middle, you kind of like walk around like this on your hands, like a Pikes Peak kind of idea. And so that's one way of scaling it. Or leaning against the wall and holding your handstand against the wall and doing shoulder touches is also a great idea. Or wall walks. I hate wall walks though. So right now Andrew's yelling at me to like go, go, go. I am falling apart. I have to hit the 10-minute time cap, and if I'm being honest with you guys are gonna watch me for the first time in my life in a long time. Not the first time ever, but first time in a long time. Gonna watch me fail a handstand walk because I'm trying to go as fast as I can. And I may not look like I'm going fast. That's because I'm slow and out of shape. I guess, I don't know. So I've got, what, 20 seconds left to hit the time cap. Andrew's yelling at me, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I'm trying to kick up. I know I have to go. I hit the camera. I kick up, and I just hit a wall. My elbows just can't lock out. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. First time I failed the handstand walk in probably like a year. That is monumental. Someone snapshot that and put that on Instagram. So yeah, I didn't finish the time cap. Andrew told me to still finish it. I think I actually finished it like 10:07 or 10:06. He was yelling at me. But great workout. I already talked about scaling options, so if you have any other questions, feel free to put them down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya!